starch. Come on up. All right, guys. Punches land here on the waistline are going to be good. Punches land here are going to be good. Obey my commands. Touch them up. Scoot back.
Robert Hoyle, the third man in the ring tonight. Christina Montra, Corey Erdman, Raul Marquez. We'd like to welcome the Super Division World Champion, Michaela Mayer, to the broadcast team. Thank you for joining us, Michaela. We're excited to have your insights take us through the rest of the night tonight.
Of course, I'm excited to be here. Another great MVPW card. 3, I think it's at 3 now. Sold out arena. Gonna be a great night of fights. Happy to be here. Can't wait.
Let's do this. And there we go. This one is scheduled for 8 rounders. Back up to 3 minutes for the men as Joshua Montoya has the black and red trunks. Alexander Getch in the red with the nickname across the belt, Alley Cat. Some jabs to the body, starting strong here for Montoya.
Sorry, go. Yeah, I was gonna say I've never seen Montoya fight, but I'm looking at my head into this card. He's actually, I don't think his record really speaks for him and how talented he is, because he's very explosive. He's got good timing and he's fast.
Well, that's a great segue to what I was going to say anyway, which is that for Alexander Getch, this is kind of one of those hallmark step-up fights for prospects against a fighter like Montoya, whose record might not be indicative of how dangerous he actually is.
And some of those losses came pretty early in the career for Montoya, and the most recent one was against an undefeated fighter, 9-0, Gabriel Garcia.
Yeah, actually, at the beginning, he lost his first fight to a guy that was undefeated, so he took some losses against guys that had pretty good records.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a rough start for him. He had 2 losses and 2 draws in his first 4 fights, but continued to keep moving, and has worked his way to an opportunity just like this here tonight.
He hasn't been babied at all, so, this is going to be a good test for Getch, for sure.
Yeah, it's a good test for him, because I think a lot of young fighters might look at that record and think, oh, I got this in the bag, especially when he has such an extensive amateur career, like you said, Christina. But you can see now, he's landing, he's coming underneath, his jab. I think Getch has the better jab, but strong Montoya looks right now, it could be a little intimidating.
I like that he's changing levels on that jab too as well. He shot it up top and then landed one right to the body of Getch. There's a lot more room to work, considering Getch has got a significant height advantage, and he took that jab, changing levels. Smart game plan to kind of get those hands from Getch to come down.
Yeah, and for the most part, Getch's career, to this point in his career at least, he's kind of been able to just do what he did as an amateur, and it worked. But tonight, he has someone in Montoya who already is making adjustments to make him think in a way that he hasn't yet had to do in his career.
And that's a skill that I think a lot of amateur fighters, some definitely cross over into the pros really well, and some forget to make those adjustments. And it takes fights like this to really, level up and get in the gym and start practicing different things. You can't just stay comfortable with your height and reach and using your jab. And this fight against Montoya is definitely going to push him.
Yeah, for sure. Montoya definitely has Getch thinking. It's not an easy fight for him. You see how Getch is still trying to establish that jab. He still can't find the right range. At the beginning, he landed the jab, but now he's still a little bit off distance, and Montoya is giving him some good angles. He's having problems right now in the first round. It's all about the test, right?
Yeah, I think that maybe Montoya expected him to pressure him and close the distance, because he is the shorter fighter, but he's not.
Davenport's boxing claim to fame is that it's the hometown of the former 2-division world champ, Michael Nunn.
Good step jab.
The jab to the body from West. More stab jabs from Britain. Keeping that right hand closely guarded to the chin, waiting to unleash the right.
That's what I wanted to see from Britain. Him just use that jab more.
West trying to shoot and then get out. They can move. Good left hand pump downstairs by Britain. West trying to match him. There's that left hook from Jaden Britton. And West back.
When we went to the corner of Getch, in fact, Eddie Reynoso is the head trainer of Alexander Getch, and he has spent his entire training camp alongside the whole Reynoso stable down there in San Diego, making the hour-and-a-half, 2-hour drive to get that work, and also trained alongside Canelo Alvarez as he was preparing to fight Terrence Crawford. Iron sharpens iron in that gym, but Reynoso not able to make the trip, just getting back from Giza. Go ahead.
Yeah, and you can see the no boxing, no life gear that he's wearing, the gloves and the shoes, and you do see little pops of that Canelo style, just the way that he's holding his gloves in that frame defense, those little hallmarks of that style that comes out of the Reynoso gym.
He did have good advice for Getch in the corner, though. He's saying you need to double up that jab. But he's a little intimidated by it because every time Getch does step in with that jab, Montoya will take that quick step back. And then he's caught falling in. He's looking for one punch right now. It's got to be 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah, Montoya's a good counter puncher. Every time he takes a step back, look, he comes with 3 and 4 combination, not just one shot. And you're right, I feel like Getch is a little bit, it's normal. He's a little bit intimidated. I don't think he's letting his shots go like he's supposed to, because he feels
Bulldog down.
The momentum, the confidence of Montoya. He feels like Montoya's going to catch him every time he lets his punches go, too.
That's a good point, Raul. I highly doubt that
Seconds.
that Getch has had to this point in his career has been as outwardly confident as Joshua Montoya, and that probably does get into your psyche.
Absolutely, especially when, you're a decorated amateur and big things are expected out of you. It's a lot of pressure. So and then you got this guy, Montoya, that's in and out and throwing combinations from different angles, and he's catching you. So Getch is, there's got to be some worry in Getch right now, for sure. For mentally, especially, so let's see how he takes this.
Yeah, he's being Getch is being a little bit too defensive right now. He's got to step in there and he's got to double up the combinations, because the more he waits and sits back, the more confident Montoya is getting.
Well, I think for Getch, too, although he's not as active as Montoya, he's picking his shots a little bit more. They are effective when he does throw. I just don't think that he's throwing enough of them. He needs to kind of pick up that activity rate as we're 35 seconds or so here into round 2. And right now, why not throw the jab with more intention? Why are you giving Montoya time to think and get on 2 of his jabs that land perfectly like that? He's kind of got to pick up that work rate.
Actually, yeah, he's
circling to the right hand of Montoya.
I think he's letting Montoya beat him to the punch. Montoya's the one that's landing the more solid combinations. And now he's trying to bait him in. Yeah,
He doesn't have time to be doing this. It's the end of the second round. It's only an 8-round fight. He doesn't have time to be boxing and moving. He really got to bite down and try something different.
Time!
Start of round 3 between Jaden Britton and Najee West. Britton is going for his 4th straight stoppage. This is his first fight scheduled for 6 rounds in his young pro career. Those feints from Britton have been there since the start of the match. Wondering, based on the results of the second, if we're going to see anything following up from those feints.
Right? We'll say West is starting to move around a little more, which is smart.
Gets another body shot from Britton. Another left hand coming in downstairs from the 21-year-old in a solid exchange.
Right on ESPN for our main card, getting started at 7 p.m. local time. As we pick it up here in round 3. I think the consensus here ringside is that Getch needs to pick up the pace here.
Yeah, it certainly feels like it at this point. And, again, this is a step up, despite what the record looks like for Joshua Montoya. And you are seeing him at least pick up the foot pressure.
You're right. He was walking up to him now. Seems a little bit more confident. Double jab. Lead hand. I want to say more than, but he's got to work, go downstairs, go to the body, and he's got to control the range, more at mid-long range for Getch. Don't allow Montoya to get in so much. Because Montoya can reach in, so Getch has longer arms, so he should be able to catch him coming in at mid-long range.
Montoya's, though, is being able to get inside, cut the distance, land shots like that to the
Come on,
body
let him out.
with his
Work out of
jab.
there. Work out of there. Let's go. Let's go.
No problem finding his way
Come on.
inside the
Stop.
longer
Hold.
fighter.
Stop. Let's go.
Getch
I
is
say
trying to
work.
be more
Work.
active. He's trying to come forward now, but he's coming in with no movement, right? Like with someone as explosive as Montoya, who's kind of ahead of the card, you want to throw lots of fakes. You want to fake them. You don't want them to know when you're
Come on,
going to
let him
attack.
go. Let him stop. Come on, let's go. Let him go.
Working now on the inside. He's working good on the inside now, but right here he sort of freezes with the ear knife instead of lots of fakes, keeping him checking, not letting him know when he's going to attack. Montoya is ready to step back or counter or do something.
Look, Getch, it looks like, I mean, he's got the reach, he's got the long arms, so I feel he could use more, his jab and kind of like maneuver him with the jab, just put the jab out there, don't let him come in, put him in his face, blind him with the jab.
I don't like the earmuffs. I don't like the earmuffs. I like the hand out in front.
Right, and then keeps absolutely right, and keeps
Time.
what's going to happen now?
Getch is getting caught with Montoya's right hand. You see him ducking over to the right and sort of leaning
Work
back
out.
with his
Hands free.
back
Hands
foot.
free. Work out.
He's been
Work out.
caught
Let
a
him
few
go.
times by
Let him
sitting
go.
back and waiting.
Getch putting the pressure, backing up Montoya against the ropes, and Montoya smartly holds and walks him back to the center here now. Getch takes a right-handed down to the body. Montoya's been consistent with the body work as well, much more than has Getch.
Yeah, and Getch has had some replies to the body this round, and the body work has been a major improvement for him this round. We'll see if maybe he can start wearing Montoya down a little bit. He is imposing his
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Team up a little bit. You see it in sports now. I just want to see him string out together.
Time.
As Britain tries to bring the crowd along with him here in the fourth round. We saw just that from West a lot more frequently earlier in the fight, before Britain tagged him with some explosive body shots that slowed him down.
Yeah, so he's obviously starting to recover it a little bit. If he keeps pushing Jaden back and then England keeps pushing him back, that's what he needs to do.
And Britain trying to capitalize on the heels of a 10-8 round in the third.
They didn't start hitting in that exact same spot.
Oh, there's
He's
another
down again.
body shot. It started with that left hand downstairs yet again. Second knockdown of the fight for Britain. And even more time to play with here in the fourth for Jaden Britain.
Right, that's as good as it gets.
I mean, it's the reason why I went in this direction, especially this time in my career. I want the fights that I want. And I don't want to be frozen out, and I want to make sure that they're easy to make. I don't have time to waste. So, yeah, and that's exactly what FPP is doing.
Well, you notice even on tonight's card, on future cards that have been announced, even the fighters who don't win those world title fights, they get another opportunity. They come back. It's about, were you entertaining or not? And losses aren't a death sentence here at MVP.
Absolutely. And right now, this round starting a little bit better. The pace picking up finally here
You see
for Alexander Getch.
You see Getch maneuvering with the jab and placing the jab to land this combination punching.
It's a good adjustment from Getch. He knew he had to step it up. I was hoping he would do this, another round or two of trying to cross.
Let's go. Step out. There we go.
You're out of the fight. So he's doing what he has to do now, getting on the inside. But he
More
needs to
relaxed.
stay behind his jab. He has a good jab. I don't want him to forget about the jab. Just because he wants to
Let
be
him
on
go.
the inside.
Let him
Stay
go.
behind the jab.
Work out. Come on, Alex.
Long arms.
Let him go.
He's down again.
Show that range and maybe long range,
Let's
just
do
pick
it.
him apart from the outside.
He just got up at
A little bit of
6.
what we're seeing here tonight, and I'll pose this. More on that in a moment.
Great one, too, from Getch.
Yeah, finally got himself some space to land his best combination of the fight here in round 4.
Montoya holding on now. He felt those shots.
Yeah, and I said last round I felt like Getch's physicality was starting to be imposed, but I think you're seeing a fighter kind of discover his identity a little bit here tonight. We're seeing a little bit of a blend of what comes natural to Getch, that long guard, that jab, and a little bit of that Eddie Reynoso Tajin, so to speak. That seasoning, and that high guard that you're seeing right there working behind it, and he's figuring out...
Yes!
addition to his right and left hand.
So where the jabs are important, keep both of them. They both have decent jabs.
Yeah, just like we keep saying, just put it out there,
Wanna
stick it
keep
out there.
them-
Actually, yeah.
keep them guessing.
Keep them thinking, yes.
Keep them out of their rhythm.
Like I said, I mean, you could even turn them with the jab. Just put it out there, blind them.
That was a good jab right there from Montoya.
Montoya's jab is a good, strong jab. He steps in with it.
And then Getch will be able to cut off the ring, but then he doesn't throw a shot behind it. It's like he's moving forward with the footwork. Why not throw the left hook when you're able to cut him off?
I'll tell you why. His stance is too wide.
Okay.
If you look at his back foot, he has a hard time following up with more than 2 shots because he leaves his back foot, and then you get stuck.
Side.
Nice right hand to start this round from Montoya, and then
Left hook right hand.
the combination with the jab as well down to the body.
Getch cannot afford to pull back like that. Did you see? If he pulls back with his chin up in the air, the guard was down. Montoya caught him. Yeah, that's danger. That's the danger zone for him.
Listen, Raul, you mentioned Montoya's manager, Louis Villarreal,
Yes.
during his ring walk. He's kind of made a career right now of finding these diamonds in the rough. He seems to have a ton of them in Texas.
Louis Villarreal is all about finding those guys. Yeah, he's a good manager, good matchmaker, and you could see that Montoya is not an easy opponent tonight for Getch.
Nice uppercut there from Montoya.
There we go. Work out. Let him go. I'm helping. Right there. Let him go. Stop.
I like that the ref in there is giving them a chance to actually work their way out, not stopping every second to break them.
You know, that's a good observation because I'm sure you don't like that. When you got some momentum going and you come high up and there's referees that break you apart right away.
Right away, yeah.
Let's work through it, you know what I mean?
Nice left hand to the body there from Montoya. As
Stop. I got you. Here
they
you go.
hold again, and again, Getch had some really good momentum to start the round, and then the last 2 rounds, and then he's kind of letting Montoya creep his way back in.
Come on, work out. Hands free.
You
You
agree?
can hit you if you're holding.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I mean, or if you look at it in a positive lens from Montoya's perspective, he's an experienced fighter who's been in there with fighters who are as good or better than Getch
You okay?
before, or experienced fighters at least, and he's making adjustments also. So this is, again, part of the learning process for Alexander Getch. And if you want to remain undefeated, you have to ace these tests on the way.
Yeah, they almost have the same amount of professional fights. I mean, Getch has a couple less than he does, but Getch's amateur career is really what sets him apart. And it's been, Montoya, though, that's giving him a bit of a lesson here tonight.
And remember where Getch is at in his development overall. Michaela, Getch is one of those fighters that turned pro because the Olympic cycle didn't really match up with where he was at. He wanted to stay busy. He was a few too many years away. So he's kind of learning still in a stage where he might have still been running for the Olympics.
Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely still learning. And again, you're a professional now. It's different. And the amateurs are boxing on the outside. His height and reach probably benefited him a lot. But the negative side of being tall and lean is that you get fighters that get underneath you. That's exactly what Montoya is doing. He's coming up underneath him. And that can be difficult. That can be difficult to handle.
What do you think Getch needs to do to not so Montoya won't get underneath him?
Side.
edge from Amanda Serrano in a little while. I used the word defiant to describe Cheyenne Hansen. That's what she looked like right there. We'll see what she could produce in our double main event.
That's coming up later on ESPN. Stay with us also simulcast on ESPN Plus as we are in round 6.
But to answer your question, Ronald, you don't want a shorter fighter to get underneath you, so you stay behind your jab. You got to stay behind your jab, and then you dig to the body. Dig to the body, and I think that he's looking to stay tall and box. But he also he needs to pressure him. I think Getch sees that he needs to pressure him, but he's also on the back foot. It's hard to work your way forward and be aggressive when you're still sitting on the back foot.
I think for Getch, he's still trying to learn more how to fight in the inside. He's really not that good of a inside fighter. He's still adapting, getting better. I think he's a good long mid-range fighter, but he's still developing his ways of fighting the inside.
Yeah, and again, that comes with experience as a pro, but definitely something that he's going to have to work on without losing his height and reach, without abandoning his jab. And doing what he wants.
The jab is everything. Jab is everything. Here we go.
And Montoya's kind of had his back more against the ropes. Not really a lot of offense coming back in Getch's direction. And here in round 6, one shot there. This is where Getch can really take advantage and up that work rate, because maybe lost a few of those earlier rounds. This is a round I felt like maybe Montoya's taking off a little bit. Getch could press the gas here.
I think that's a really good point, Christina. I think you're seeing from Montoya right now, I kind of describe this as kind of active rest. He's in there on the inside. He's not doing a lot. He's not looking aggressive, but not a lot of punch output at the moment.
I also think at this point right now, that's part of the experience, learning again. For Getch, I think right here, I see him a little bit tight. I see him like he's trying to load up with every shot, and I think he should just run the combination with it. Just put it together. The knockout will come by itself. I just feel like he's trying too hard. He's loading up to try to get him out of there. So, and at times when you're loading up and you get tight like that, a guy like Montoya could counter you and catch you coming in.
Yeah, and it's as simple as it can be one thing. Just staying behind the jab. If he stays behind the jab, he's going to keep Montoya off his game, and then he can follow up with the combinations. And he can't just freeze until he's ready to go. He's got to stay behind that jab. It's boring sometimes, I think, to fighters to just stay behind the jab. I know it was for me when Coach Al used to make me spar simply with the jab, but it's so important. You got to get it in your blood.
10 seconds.
And a round that could be up for grabs here as one of these fighters, sometimes that final combinations can swing in your direction. And my other partner Chris Algieri would say you got to steal the round. You got to try to finish it strong, especially in a fight where some of these middle rounds have been close. So it'll be interesting to see how this one shakes out as we get to round 7 of this scheduled 8-rounder coming up next.
All right, here we see Good with the jab. Nice 1-2 down the middle. I felt he was relaxed there. That's what I was talking about, just letting his punches flow, running them. But I would like to see more of that. Maybe double, triple jab. Hey, he's learning. He's still growing. I understand. We'll go back and look at this and say, look, that's what I should have done more.
Stronger punches,
You understand? How many times do you go back, Michaela, and go, man, I should have done this, or I should have, if I would have thrown a little bit more punches, especially early in your career.
They haven't been able to stop the blood from the nose of Alexander Getch as he comes out with this round already, blood still streaming from his nose to start round 7. Down to the body for Getch. Cutting off the ring, then up top with the combination. Right hook gets through the guard. Uppercut, not a shot we've seen a lot of from the taller fighter. Maybe more of a weapon, but hasn't been really yet.
But look, for Getch, I know that, look, he's running them. He's very relaxed, relaxed there. He's just letting his punches go. I feel like he's not loaded up with every shot. He's like, 1, 2, 3, and then maybe a hard punch, and then
right, just like you said, he needs to put them together. He just did that. Yeah, he just adjusted it.
Thank you, Michaela. You're right. And then after that, you finish the combination, then jab again.
Right back to the jab.
Yeah.
Well, Christina, at the end of that last round, you pointed out that the potential necessity of making a statement at the end of the round. I took a peek at the CompuBox totals heading into this round. Getch and Montoya were identical in terms of connects heading into this round, and that illustrates what kind of fight this is. Getch a little bit ahead in terms of power shots landed, but these margins are very, very narrow right now.
Which is why any time that you can get in there and try to capitalize, like at the end of a round to put a punctuation mark, or when there's no action and Getch is not letting his jab go or something, we're splitting hairs here. At least when the CompuBox numbers don't tell the full story of the fight, but it has been closer, especially these middle rounds. And now you got 3.5 minutes left to work, 4.5 minutes, excuse me, in the fight.
Stop. Let him up. Listen. Come on, right in the back of the head. You good? Let's keep it clean. Let's go.
It is a close fight, and I think this is the kind of fight that whoever loses, whoever doesn't get their hand raised, is going to go back and really hurt because they're going to see places where they could have capitalized. They're going to see, should have just a little bit more in each round, and that's the difference. It's going to come down to that.
I think Getch was doing a lot more in this round.
Pull him out.
Montoya, I mean, he's holding on in this round.
Pull him out. Let's go. Work. Come on, what are we doing, guys? There you go.
Yeah, Montoya loses gas for sure now. Well,
Nice shots from Montoya, though. It may be a bit of ring rust. His last fight was in July of 2025. That did go the full 8 rounds, but it's been 10 months since he's been in the ring. And although it didn't show early in the fight, sometimes, and you guys are the fighters can speak to this more, it can affect you late when you've had a
10 seconds.
Don't tell me that. You know how it is. Unfortunately,
It'll be 10.
it'll be that since your last fight in October. If the rumors of you
Time!
Getch's father, we need this round as they come out for the 8th and final round in a fight that has been very close, guys. Let's see who can kind of put the exclamation point, maybe eke this one out as Getch comes forward and sitting down on his shots more than he has the entire fight.
There were 2 massive right hands that landed from Getch in the opening 10 seconds of this round, and Montoya is feeling them right now.
Montoya looks to answer back to the body, and he's holding again, and maybe a sign that those early shots, Corey, may have bothered him some.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. Montoya trying to grab a hold of something right now.
Yeah, this is the adjustment and the aggression that Getch needed. I think he switched over at a reasonable time. Maybe he lost the first few rounds, but I just don't think that Montoya adjusted as well as Getch. I think Getch might have this in the bag at this point.
Yeah, his father definitely put a light on him because he came he's trying to counter by Montoya. You can't get lazy with Montoya. You can't get too confident. Even though all this round, it's been all Getch. But now is he gassing out?
I said Montoya got hit with that left hook, turned to Getch's corner, shook his head at them and at us as well. So apparently he's not hurt.
Please listen.
Big hard by Montoya.
This is a great lesson for Getch as well. He's had to really adjust in this fight. Maybe a little nervous after the first couple of rounds, and maybe had to fight in a way that he's not comfortable fighting, not used to fighting, he doesn't like fighting, and he sees how effective it was.
Changing it up, going to the bottom, going upstairs, those uppercuts. He's looking for those uppercuts. And Montoya's hanging on.
right here. After a ferocious start to the 8th round, we're under a minute left to go in the fight.
Credit to Montoya for his recuperative abilities here. He was buzzed, and as you saw during his ring walk, he is not short on self-confidence, and he still believes that he can score a knockout here. And that right hand, it was a pretty good one.
And he's still working that left hook to the body. Just did it again.
I was wondering what Getch was looking at. I guess he's looking at the clock. You know?
Good body work there from Montoya. He's capitalizing on these last 30 seconds of the fight.
That was a sneaky right hook to the body too. I don't know if you guys saw it, but those are
10 seconds.
And even right here, I would like to see Getch do work to the belly.
Judges scorecard time.
The scorecard. That was a good fight. That one had some really good eggs and blows, for sure. As this one will be later on our main event, Stephanie Hahn versus Holly Holm 2. WBA lightweight world title on the line, fighting 10 3-minute rounds. So let's take a look at the final CompuBox numbers. This one points out and highlights power punches, and the accuracy between these two almost the same.
Yeah, and we mentioned the margins in a lot of the rounds were razor thin, and these numbers kind of illustrate the kind of fight that this was at times. It was kind of a you go, then I go kind of an exchange of good combinations, but Getch, especially in those final 3 rounds, seemed to have just a little bit more in the tank.
All right, the judges are going to tally up the scorecards. We can take a look at some of the highlights.
You would see right before the bell, he lands that big left hand over the top, and Montoya took it well. He was holding on. He's got a good chin. Montoya showed a definitely good chin.
All right.
Look, he's dancing. He's moving.
Big Mo is standing by with the official decision. Mo, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 full rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Judge Doug Robinson sees it 77-75, while judges Nelson Vasquez and Alfredo Esperon see it 78-74, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Esteban Lefebvre.
Yes!